Hello and welcome to Soul Panda Healing Arts. My name is Amanda. Today I'm going to be doing this is a collective reading for Aries for the new moon in Aries on the 17th. So if you are seeing this before then, this is for you. Please check out your sun, moon, or rising placements, and particularly your rising placements, because I am going to get into a little bit of the astrological transit and what it could mean for you. So for Aries here, Aries, if you are a rising sign Aries, this transit is going to be through your first house of yourself, appearance, your body, the first impressions that you have, your attitude towards life, your identity, and your approach to life. And I already have pulled some oracle cards here for the major themes and lessons for you that are getting brought up. And you have the partnerships and alliances, you have material harvest, you have power or the strength card, and then you have fulfillment of wishes. So right away I'm strongly getting that you may be looking at not doing everything by yourself, Aries. You may be manifesting at this time because new moons are a great time for manifestations. You might be looking at some networking opportunities here, determining who you really want to bring with you, because not everybody is going to be able to join you on this journey, right? I feel like you're really being made aware of who you can trust, and who you want to take with you, and who you want to network with and collaborate with and build with, for your highest good here. I feel like you're really focusing on self-mastery, self-discipline. You might be really abundant coming in, or you're manifesting abundance, and you're trying to figure out who network, not in a negative way of like what you can get out of relationships, right? But what relationships are really going to pour into you the way that you deserve and know that you need to be poured into, Aries. You also have the strength card here. So it talks about reclaiming your personal power. I mean, you are going to have a ton, especially if you're an Aries rising, you're going to have a ton of energy, astrologically speaking, in your first house in the month of April. I mean, I'm recording this on the 9th. We're about to have, 7 or 8 planets or placements in the sign of Aries. And that hasn't happened and won't happen again in our probably in our lifetime. And I feel like right now you are really kind of reclaiming your personal power and going towards emotional fulfillment for you. I feel like you're really starting to set boundaries from a compassionate place. You're leading with grace in your life, and I feel like there's some sort of crown chakra stuff being activated here. If you look at the card, he's got this golden halo around his head. I feel like you might be really kind of like tapped into source right now, and just really trusting where you're being guided to go. All right, so let's figure out what's going on here. What's going on with Aries for the new moon in Aries? What's going on in the general energy sphere? Why are these oracles here? For some of you, this could be business related, whether that's personal business or at work. Yeah, I feel like some of you are really working on something that could be successful here. You have the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands here. Let's see. I'm not going to take them because they didn't come up upright, but some of you could be working with another Aries or thinking about working with another Aries. Here, you have the Queen of Wands showing up, 2 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. But in your general energies this month, you have the Knight of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and you have the 6 of Cups. So, you could be really working diligently on making something a success You know, you could be receiving recognition and rewards for something that you've put a lot of work and effort into, whether that's starting your own business. You know, things might be really kind of taking off for you, as far as, like, you know, maybe it's like a social media presence, or maybe it's just like, you know, your presence, you know, out and about, and your public persona is really you're starting to really gain traction and recognition for what it is that you do here this month, or this is what you're manifesting, right? But it might be a competitive field, right? And you might be attracting people that have their own opinions on what you need to be doing, right? You know, there's a lot of different opinions. It's like too many cooks in the kitchen, or too many opinions. Maybe you have like a lot of people that, like, you know, maybe don't even have the type of business that you have, but they have a lot of things to say about the way that you run your business. You might be somebody from your past, be somebody with Scorpio placement here, the Six of Cups. But you might have a habit of listening to other people, or taking too much, you know, not taking what other people say with a grain of salt, and instead of listening to your own intuition here. Or this is you just overcoming, you know, a habit that you have of self-sabotage here. You also see the Seven of Swords here, deception and envy. You could have, you know, if you have a spiritual business, there could be people around you that you respect or respected that have, you know, deceptive energies towards you. Or maybe there's jealousy, right? The Five of Wands could also be jealousy. I feel like you're needing to listen to your intuition and see how things play out. And I feel like you're gonna see through whatever this energy is. You have the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck here. Make sure that we're, you know, speaking from a place of alignment and from a place of positivity. You know, we're not trying to dip. You know, if they go low, you know, you go high type of situation. I mean, I'm not saying we're not trying to spiritually bypass or whatever, but does it really align with you to keep engaging in these lower vibrational energies? You know, or is this a pattern that you need to stop? Is there a pattern that you have of dealing with people, you know, that either try to steamroll you or try to take over situations, you know, of what you've put your work and effort into? And I feel like you are getting hip to that game. Let's see what you don't see coming. What doesn't Aries see coming for this new moon in Aries? What doesn't Aries see coming? Yeah, I feel like you're getting a wish fulfillment here. You might be restoring hope and faith in yourself and working with others. Maybe you're working with people that have Aquarius placements or Virgo placements. Yeah, I feel like you're committed to your own growth here, and I feel like it's showing. You have the Hierophant that is showing up for you. What else? What doesn't Aries see coming? All right, what you don't see coming, you have the Star card, you have the Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles, and you have the Knight of Swords. So I feel like you are coming into some wish fulfillment, Aries. The Star card is Aquarius energy. There could be an aligned commitment or a wish fulfillment of a commitment, higher level of commitment, if that's something that you're interested in. That brings you a lot of stability, a lot of talking, that you're needing to like move forward. But I feel like ultimately you're just being committed to your own growth and your own healing and your own stability here. The Four of Pentacles isn't just a card about hoarding. I'm not really getting that, especially with it being under the Strength and the Five of Wands. I'm really kind of getting the feeling of like you are no longer allowing people to feel entitled to your energy. And you are committed to your growth and your healing and the things that you have going on, and you have a mission. This Knight of Swords is a mission. And I feel like you're really starting to conserve your energy towards what you're trying to move towards. I'll get cards to clarify that. You have the Nine of Wands. You know, you have your guard up a little bit. Maybe you're not, overly sharing what you have going on anymore. Maybe that's one of the lessons that we're trying to learn is, maybe only trusting certain people with the things that we're trying to manifest. Keeping our cards close to our chest, so to speak. Maybe you've had somebody try to take a lot of your ideas and use them as their own, right? And I feel like it's got to do with some sort of spiritual space here. You have the Hierophant showing up here twice for you. Maybe it's a spiritual teacher. Maybe it's somebody in your spiritual community. Take that as it resonates for you. What advice do you have for the Aries collective? What advice do you have for the Aries collective? Got the Three of Pentacles showing up for you again. What advice do you have for the Aries collective? What advice do you have for the Aries collective? It kind of came out sideways, so we'll see. We'll see what that's about. You might have one situation fall apart just so that something that's more in alignment with you can play out, whether that's a job, whether that's somebody that you're collaborating with, working with. Your advice from Spirit is the Page of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and you have the Tower. Tower Scorpio energy could be, you could have Scorpio somewhere else in your chart, or one of these people that are at play here has Scorpio in their chart. I also see, like I said, Virgo, Scorpio placement. We have the Jupiter and Leo placement, Aquarius, Taurus. Like it doesn't have to be any of those signs. It's just energy at the end of the day. But, your advice from Spirit is to shine the light that only you can shine. There is something that you are bringing to light, whether this is through social media, whether this is through some sort of public persona. There's a light that only you can shine, right? But I don't think that you're meant to just shine it alone. I feel like you're supposed to collaborate with other people. And I feel like there needs to be, a reach out, whether this is somebody reaching out to you. It could be somebody suddenly reaching out to you with some sort of opportunity or idea. And I feel like Spirit's telling you to trust your intuition, go with it. And if it's emotionally fulfilling for you, do so. But nobody's entitled to your energy here, right? With the Four of Pentacles. You have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. I feel like, you are really kind of reining two opposing energies within yourself, and you are just on a mission, and you are using your willpower and determination to go after something that is destined for you. I feel like you're taking a leap of faith and going a direction that you're being guided to take that feels more authentic. Leaving certain people, places, and things behind so that you can go after your dream and your passions. And maybe even a more practical way. So, but let's see. Let's get some clarifying cards out here. I want to see what's going on in this advice here with this Tower. But let's see. Why is this Five of Wands here? What is this Five of Wands about? And the general energies here. What's this Five of Wands about for the Aries collective, Spirit? What is this Five of Wands here? Yeah, you could be arguing with a Scorpio here, or somebody with heavy Scorpio placements in the big three somewhere. Could be heated discussions, constant. Maybe there's like a cycle of miscommunication, and a cycle that you're trying to break out of with this person, or you have Scorpio in your placement. And your big three. Yeah, it could be a relationship ending. Or friendship. You know, not everything is romantic. Okay, so that came out in the reverse. There could be an imbalanced friendship, relationship. Somebody could not be taking accountability, or they're just straight up dishonest. Or maybe you have a history of attracting these types of people into your life. You know, whether it's like a business partner that comes in and they want to change everything, control everything. And, you know, you end up losing out. And it's like, these lessons and these cycles are going to keep repeating until you do something about that. There's definitely some sort of karmic lesson here. You know, you can't avoid, sometimes it's just us avoiding the conflict or avoiding having to have an ending with somebody that we care about. Yeah. I feel like some of you might be grieving a situation, right? Or maybe disappointed in the spiritual lesson here. But the lesson might be to have to be standing up for yourself, you know, and speaking with truth even when it hurts, for your own joy and your own happiness, because your joy and your happiness also matters, Aries. Let's see here. What is the star? What is this wish fulfillment coming in for you? You have the Emperor and the Empress at the bottom of the deck. Could have a divine counterpart connection, or just somebody that like you are meant to collaborate and work on. That only comes through after this gets cleared out. Why is the star here? What you don't see coming? Yeah. So healing from this situation here. You have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords kind of flipped out in the reverse, so we'll keep it. You might be experiencing ending of delays, finally seeing the truth of a behind a betrayal or a truth of a situation so that you can heal from it. And a decision. You know, you have two paths that you can go, Aries. You can either stay here with the same and experience the same things with the same people, the same cycles, right? Sorry, it's not. It's not really Zoom. The Zoom is not working there. I apologize. But you have, at the end of the day, you have two choices. You can stay with, this wand that's bolted to the castle here, right? And experience the same things with the same situations with the same people, or you can take this other wand and this globe that you have and make magic wherever you go. That's Mars and Aries. Mars is about to move into Aries today, actually. And so I feel like you are just finally getting this gumption to just go for it and do something. No longer taking the swords out of your own heart kind of deal. Maybe you've just been stuck in an indecisive mode. Maybe lies are being exposed to you, or maybe, you've been resistant to change in some way, and you're finally seeing the truth of the matter so that you can make the decision to move forward. And it leads to a lot of growth and healing and a commitment in yourself to no longer, just give your energy freely to people. They kind of have to earn certain parts of you. And that's okay to have that boundary. You can be loving and have healthy boundaries at the same time. You have the Eight of Cups again. This person is walking away from these cups. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with these cups, but they need something that's more fulfilling. And I feel like you're needing to do some real soul searching to tap into what your intuition is telling you about people that constantly leave you feeling drained, leave you feeling left out in the cold, and develop a new truth. I feel like that clarity comes after you get out of certain situations and you move on and leave certain things and people behind. sometimes people are dragging us down, and we don't want to accept that because we just want everybody to come along for the ride with us, but not everybody is meant to come with you. Well, let's see. Let's see what this Page of Wands is. Why is this Page of Wands here? You might be reconnecting with somebody, a younger fire sign, or somebody that's younger than you. Or maybe you were just restoring your spirit here with the Hermit. Or somebody... Okay. Let's see here. Page of Wands clarified by the Four of Swords, the Hermit, and the Six of Wands. You might need to restore and replenish yourself before you take something, a more public approach with your situation. I feel like you're in contemplation mode. You're meditating, or you're needing to, because this is an advice. What does success mean to you? What does that even look like for you? And I feel like in this day and age, we are constantly being, it's constantly thrust upon us what success is and what it means to be wealthy. And I feel like you're just not interested in certain definitions of wealth and success and what that entails of you. I feel like you're somebody that just wants to work with other people here, but you really needing to learn some discernment as to like who is wise to work with and who's not, because there's certain people that are just constantly you have the Five of Wands, Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups, Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Like, some of the people that you've been working with is just constantly argumentative, constantly fighting, constantly having to constantly challenging your beliefs and feeling like you have to stand up for yourself, leaving you in a state of confusion, right? And overwhelmed and overburdened. Sometimes people just want to take, and you're really needing to learn how to take that time for yourself and go in the direction that you want to go to, one that's more peaceful. But for some reason, you have yourself chained to certain situations. Like, stop telling yourself what you can't do. Or stop, giving the situations that are limiting of you. Let's see. Why is this Tower here? And then we'll get in to see what your opportunity and challenge is going to be here. Why is the Tower here? You have the Ace of Pentacles here. It could be like a sudden opportunity. Yeah, that's faded here with the Wheel of Fortune. Or there might be something that had to fall apart so that something more solid and more aligned with your destiny can come in. You have the Nine of Pentacles coming in again. Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like after this Tower has crumbled, after this, whatever this is, that crumbled things happens, there's a new solid opportunity to work and collaborate with somebody that, is a soulmate, or somebody that is meant to work with you. Or if this is a job that's falling apart because, of drama and things like that, you really being self-mastered and self-disciplined really brings you something new that's much more solid. Somebody much more emotionally intelligent, or there could be somebody that you're leaving behind, somebody that's emotionally manipulative, right? With this Five of Swords here. Somebody that's more concerned with winning. Or be mindful of somebody that comes in with an emotionally manipulative apology here, saying, I want to work with you, but it's really just, we're going to restrict your freedom and your joy. Really start using your discernment, I feel like, Aries. Let's see. What's the opportunity being presented to Aries this month? With the new moon in Aries, what's the opportunity for Aries this month? Your opportunity is to deal with the stress and burdens. Your opportunity is the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Wands here. You could be worrying about money and where everything's coming from, worrying about just being bogged down all the time. You could be worrying about, you know, with success comes bigger responsibilities and not wanting to deal with it. Maybe that's why you attract people that just kind of, you know, bum rush your situations, because you don't really necessarily want to be the leader, but then you not taking a leadership position or working with somebody that you know is on the same wavelength as you leads to a bunch of problems. What's the challenge? What's going to challenge Aries this new moon? Yeah, insecurities, self-doubt. Let's see. Why is the Five of Pentacles here and the Nine of Swords? Nine and the Ten of Wands here. Why is this the opportunity? The moon showing up again. I feel like you're going to have to really start navigating with your intuition and listen to what your intuition is telling you. Or you got somebody with Pisces and Scorpio placements. Whatever this is like a sudden upheaval. It's like, and a lot of people are involved. You'll have to put in the comments what this is about. Could have something to do with a business. Maybe you started a business with somebody. I also have the King and Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you have somebody here that you feel drawn to work with, but maybe you've been working with the wrong people here, Aries. Let's see. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Ten of Wands. Just give me a second here. I'm just trying to get a vibe for this energy. I feel like part of you might be disappointed with how good of a facade somebody has kept up for a while. Maybe you thought they were much more confident, or maybe you appeared more confident than you were. But there's like some sort of, you know, disaster that has struck in. Or maybe your fear is that things are happening too fast and it's leading, you know, for less time to take care of self, or you know, maybe you're a mom and you're worried about how being successful is going to affect your situation or the people in your life. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. How can they overcome this challenge? The moon is a challenge. Is you know, needing to rely on intuition and trust the intuition. That might not be what you want. You might have oh jeez. Yeah, you might be asked to step into a whole new arena or vibe here, and you don't know what that's going to look like. So you're resisting this change. Yeah. You might be stepping into a whole new career path, field, and you're being asked to take that leap of faith here with the Fool card and the Judgment card. You know, this is like a wake-up call. This is, you know, I mean, you can forgive somebody, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to come with you. Does that make sense? And I feel like if this is business, it's like you're no longer, Spirit's telling you that it's no longer acceptable for you to just not take a leadership role. Like, That's what's leading to this competition and fighting, you know, because you're not steering the boat. A lot of Scorpio energy, a lot of Aquarius energy, Aries energy for sure with this Fool card. Let's see what energies are coming in towards you. I'm going to see what energies are coming in towards you. Let me get this cleared off here. I feel like you got a lot of work to do with business partnerships this month, Aries. We'll see. Feel free to skip ahead. Yeah, I feel like whatever it is, you have been working really hard on something. And I feel like there's like disappointment in the other people that you thought that you were going to be working with. Whatever that, take that as it resonates. You have to let me know in the comments. And again, you know, if this isn't your reading, this isn't your reading. Don't try to make it fit. Again, splitting the deck. We have envy and woman with a coin. This could be some envy coming in from another woman that you're working with at the end of the day, coming in towards you. That is impacting things. Let's see, what energy is coming in towards Aries? Just make sure you put up your protection, your spiritual protection here. Let's see, what energy is coming in for Aries? Yeah, Door to Spirit. Trusting your intuition. Some of you may, like I said, I'm getting strongly, like some of you even may be starting a spiritual business, and some of you are overcoming some financial hardships too, for sure. But don't just rest on these victories. Use it as, you know, building stability for yourself. Don't just spend it because you have it type of situation, because you've never had it. One more. Oh, got two. All right. So the Door to Spirit talks about really kind of opening up and getting into that meditative space, listening to the downloads that are coming in and trusting them. You know, if some people are just not able to come with you, some people have to be left alone. So sometimes we rob people of their rock bottom by continually enabling 333 at the timer when I said that. Sometimes we rob people of their rock bottom by continuously enabling them and letting them get away with poor behavior, right? You have financial constraints here. Some of you maybe need, do your, money spells. If you have a money bowl, make sure you're renewing it and refreshing it. You have victory here. Like I said, there is some sort of public victory that is taking place. Whether this is success in finances, resources, whether this is like you finally standing up for yourself, whatever this is for you, don't just rest upon these laurels. Make sure that you're using these successes and these small wins to keep building your confidence, your self-esteem, and to build upon for the future. Happy family. Some of you guys are needing to spend more time with family and people that, care about you. You guys don't overlook time with family and how important that is. Sometimes that's what raises our vibrations, is people that, are uplifting to us. So, and this doesn't necessarily just have to be biological family. This is chosen family and friends too. And then these two cards came out together. You have journey and you have a thinking woman. Some of you might be considering going on a trip with somebody else, or maybe this trip or this journey is really talking about a new job, maybe relocating somehow, maybe moving your business to another location, or maybe even, to get a refresh, maybe a restart is what's needed for the situation. If Spirit's guiding you there, go for it. You might be working with a thoughtful person. Maybe you are, really listening. Maybe there's a confidant, a female confidant that is coming in to help you, to kind of like let you see things from like a rational, more emotional standpoint. Or maybe if you're more feminine, maybe this is, you needing to spread your light and compassion in a bigger way. Maybe it's requiring a movement, like a movement into acting on something that you're being guided to take here. Let's see. Let me just get some water here. Give me a second. Let's see. Now let's see what's coming in for you money-wise. Let's see what's coming in for you career-wise. Let's see what's coming in for Aries money-wise. Because, manifestations. What's coming in for Aries? Give me one card. One or two cards, please. For Aries, new moon. Aries and the new moon. What's coming in for Aries? Some of you, what just came through, some of you, how you're going to overcome and have this victory with your financial stuff is to really start trusting in Spirit more. Some of you are really needing to focus on having a job that you love, right? You have heart that came out, emotional spending. Some of you are spending emotionally. Oh, geez, that's too many. Some of you are needing to put yourself in places where you feel supported. Joint finances or 8th house stuff is being recognized. Maybe some of you are focusing on being a counselor or a guide, or just finding a job that you feel is emotionally fulfilling. Some of you are needing to focus on that or manifesting it, because this is a new moon reading. Financial relief, being content, love and care, career in a supportive role, job security, and growing. So I feel like some of you may be growing a business. Some of you guys might be looking for work that is more emotionally fulfilling. And because you're following the guidance from Spirit that says that you need to do this, you're manifesting it. But you might have to, cut ties with some people. You have the sword here. It says money conflicts, cutting corners and breakthrough, pay cut, defense, or being fired. Somebody is going to need, not, like I said, not everybody can come with you with your business here. We'll see. Let's see what else is coming in for you with money. What manifestation advice do you have for Aries Collective in money and finances? Independence. And here's movement again. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the way that just came out is hilarious. You have movement, independence, authority, and on the table. Independence. It's time to go out on your own and create your own business, or try something well outside your comfort zone. Some of you are needing to leave comfort zone behind. Maybe, you had some, stability, but it's not emotionally fulfilling, right? Movement. You'll make good progress now, and you will be able to overcome any obstacles on your path. Big leaps forward are possible. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of energy in Aries right now. It's really a shit or get off the pot kind of moment for Aries placements right now. On the table. Time to put your demands on the table and get serious about what you want. Ask for the raise, promotion, or a step up. Some of you are just needing to, speak up for yourself and say what you want with authority here. Authority clashes with the boss or challenges of your power will compel you to respond, choose peaceful solutions if you can't. Some of you, like I said, are just, needing to reclaim your power in a situation. And at the bottom of the deck, we have answers. You will resolve your current situation soon. Work-wise, you find unique ways to stand out. You find a new opening with job security. And then right underneath that is guidance. Some of you guys are meant to be influencers in some way. Public speaking or social videos, maybe commentaries, podcasts, some way to express yourself. But you might have people that are like, before things are even popping off, wanting to get involved or, work with who you feel drawn to work with. We'll leave it at that. All right, let's see. What's Aries manifesting here? A couple more cards, and then I'll pull some advice from Spirit, okay? Let's see. One or two more? Let's see. What's coming in for Aries with this new moon in Aries? You got leadership again, and you got loss. I'm really feeling like that's like a theme here, is that there, not everybody's going to be able to come with you. And you are really meant to be taking leadership over your life. Let's see, we have retail here. You have an idea in mind. This is Spirit giving you the green light that there is a need for it. Consider careers in retail or e-commerce, whether it is goods and services. So make sure you have your website up. Make sure you have, save time and energy and add passive income by taking your business online. Some of you are needing to expand and not just focus on maybe physical work. Maybe some of you need remote work or, like I said, getting your business online somewhere, making sure that your website's up to par. You have mechanic, mending what needs mending. It might be broken, but not all is lost. Consider a career in mechanic or automotive. Some of you guys are great with, technological stuff. It might be better working with your hands. So you have mechanic here. Unlocking. What is locked can now be opened. You have opened the floodgates of abundance without limitations. Sometimes that's scary, right? Because everything's coming in all at once, and then you're just like, oh no, I don't, it's too fast. Blockages are here to tell you where you're steering off track. So if you're working at a job where there's no movement, there's no fluidity, there's not enough freedom for you, and you put in an application for a raise or a promotion and you're not getting it, it's because you're not looking at where you need to go. Some of you are needing to work for yourself. Take that as it resonates. Let's see, designer, you're being called to tune into your individuality and express yourself. Some of you guys, like I said, are meant to shine light that only you can shine, right? Other people can't be you for you. You have to be you for you. 444 when I look up. Get creative with your finances. Perhaps it's time to discover new talents. Some of you are meant to be artists in some way, shape, or form with this designer card. Then you have loss. A major phase in your life is ending. Embrace this newness. Embrace this change. Let go of what you have to focus your energy on what is ahead of you. Grieve the loss, or it continues to be an obstacle in your life. Sometimes you got to let people and situations go that are not serving you so that you can fully step into your power here. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's not like, one of the biggest misconceptions in spirituality is that things are love and light all the time. You can be love and light and you can be an unconditionally loving situation, but you can do so from over there. That doesn't mean that they have to be in your life and you have to 444 444 as I look up again, but when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. And I feel like that's a lesson that a lot of people need to learn. You can be an unconditionally loving person, but never at the sacrifice of yourself. Spirit's never going to ask you to sacrifice yourself, your goals, your mission for anybody else. If they're not willing to do the healing, they're not willing to do the healing. You cannot carry them through that. You have to be willing to choose you. Leadership. It says, you're stepping into a role as a leader. You're ready. Your career will improve once you accept and step into your power. You're following the crowd in fear of putting yourself out there. I mean, that's what I said here. Let's see. We'll pull a couple tea leaves. We'll pull a couple tea leaves here. It's coming in for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising. For this new moon in Aries. Get a couple of these. What's coming in for Aries? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see. Hold on. Sun, Moon, and Rising. The new moon. Let's see. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What's coming in? Okay. Alright, let's see. Well, some of you, the month of August is significant. Something might be happening in August. Somebody with Leo placements. You have wind chimes, peace and harmony, dealings or relationship with an older woman. I feel like when you hear wind chimes, it might be an older ancestor or a woman, maybe on mom's side. Take that as it resonates. Mountain Road, you are on the road to success. Some of you have a lot of, and the stork too. Mountain Road, 4-leaf clover, and stork. You are on the road to success, great good fortune, and the news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Like I said, there's some sort of opportunity that is coming in with you, for you, right? But I feel like you have to clear out some space here for this person. Like I said, an arrogant, boastful person that you should not cross or deal with. And a period of frustration, lessons to be learned. There's lessons to be learned about people that are like overly boastful about their gifts, overly boastful about who they are arrogant, don't listen to reason. You can't tell them nothing. Let's see, you have mice. Discord among friends or family. Maybe this is a group of friends that you're dealing with. Recognition, rewards for merit. Again, you got the basket. Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Maybe you're needing to take a chance, risk it for the biscuit type of situation. You have grapes, time to go out and have fun. Some of you need to spend more time with people that raise your vibration. And less time with whoever this is. For sure. Dog far away, distant friend is thinking about you. Maybe some of you are reconnecting. And it's funny because you have dog far away and then dog barking, which is like close. Some of you might be a distant, somebody that is either emotionally distant or has been intellectually or maybe not as present in your everyday. So they might be thinking about you, and you might get a lot of really good advice from this person. And then you have vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Maybe this person has stayed away because this other person was here in your life talking in your ear. Take that as it resonates. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. One final message. What else do you have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising? What final message of love and light do you have for this new moon in Aries? you have mending, poised, and a change in the wind. That all came out together. You might have an opportunity to mend something with somebody after all this drama clears out. Let's see. Mending, 52. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Each time that we are hurt and allow that hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others and set yourself free. You know, that doesn't always mean that we need to be friends with these people, right? Sometimes it means that, you know, you integrate the lesson, you appreciate the lesson. But I feel like there is somebody that's coming back into contact with you that, you know, you're needing to heal something with. And I feel like there's also somebody in your current situation, whether it's a friend group, business, whatever, is that's not working out. And your pattern in order to release that is to let that go. But there could be somebody else, thank you, Spirit, coming in. And you have poised here. It's 48. Being ready, bringing something to light. Like I said, something is coming to light for you. Being at your best and confidence. You can be assured that you are ready for anything right now. You know what you need to do. Your skills are sharp. You've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge, and you sense a new phase of your life is about to begin. People respond to your confidence, and they trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. Maybe you're starting something new with somebody that you are reconnecting with that leads to some sort of opportunity. I saw that pattern in your spread exponentially, like repeatedly. Let's see. Maybe you're needing to manifest that for you. There's new stuff coming in for these new moons here. You have a change in the wind. A sense that unseen change has been initiated, preparing for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, and uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. It's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed in life is change. Now a time of transformation, as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. Yeah, some of you are having to overcome, maybe, you started a business with who you thought you were going to be working with, or maybe you started on your own and it didn't work out. Whatever that case is, and you're meant to collaborate with people, and you're meant to collaborate with people, but the people that you keep bringing in are not the ones, that you're meant to work with. Take that as it resonates for you. Some of you are in really competitive fields and maybe are just a little disenfranchised with that and not expecting that. But like I said, with any tarot reading, take what resonates for you. Never make personal decisions based off of just a tarot reading. Always listen to your own intuition. And like I said, I hope that this helps. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, and stay abundant. All right? Enjoy the new moon in Aries, and take care, okay?